Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. So for today's episode, I want to talk about a potential buyout candidate that the Miami Heat could land. And he's one of the most respected veterans in the NBA. And I think this guy would be perfect off of our bench. And so I don't think it's as far-fetched as it sounds. But if the Washington Wizards eventually buy out CJ McCollum, the Heat must be first in line to sign him. So in this video, I'll break down why CJ McCollum is a perfect fit for the Miami Heat, what he could still bring to the table, and how he could be a key piece coming off our bench, helping the Miami Heat make a potential deep playoff run in a weak East this upcoming season. So last year, CJ McCollum was on the Pelicans. He was 32 years old. He's going to be 33. He averaged over 21 points per game on efficient shooting splits. He wasn't just putting up empty stats. Like, he was spacing the floor, creating his own shot, which he's been doing his entire career. And he was giving the Pelicans, who were injured big time, like losing Murray, Zion basically every single season. But he was a steady backcourt presence when a bunch of players were unavailable. And so he isn't washed. He's a veteran that could still make an impact. And he's still a bucket, quite frankly. He has one of the smoothest mid-range shots in the league. He can score off of the dribble. He still demands attention from defenses. He could space the floor. And on a Miami Heat team that often goes through many scoring droughts, as we saw last season when we were up by double digits in 17 games in the fourth quarter and we blew 17 double-digit fourth quarter leads, he is someone that could have came in and could have stopped the bleeding, essentially. And so, like, when starters rest, adding a proven scorer like him off the bench could be huge for the Miami Heat. He is someone who's a professional scorer. CJ has averaged over 20 points per game for 12 straight seasons. So that in its own right is super impressive. And the Miami Heat still needs firepower off the bench. We have Niko Jovic, who's unproven. Jaime Jaquez, who's not a proven scorer like that. We have Davion Mitchell probably coming off the bench. We don't have a lot of scoring. Haywood Highsmith, like, these are guys that aren't going to be able to put up 20 points per game. He probably wouldn't put up 20 points per game, but if you give him an opportunity and you give him ample minutes, he can give you 15, 16 points per game off the bench. Like, he's been playing 32 minutes per game for the last few seasons, 35 minutes 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So he does need time to get those numbers. But, like, again, if you give him 25 minutes off the bench, he can average at least 16 points per game. In my opinion, I think he would be huge for this Miami Heat team. And he's not just great on the court. He's also a good locker room presence. So he would be an added leader in the locker room. And he's the type of guy that you want on the Miami Heat. He's the president of the NBA Players Association. So he is respected by a lot of people around the league. And he's been a steady leader throughout his career when he was in Portland with Dame. And then also when he got traded to the Hornets. He was on the Hornets for the last 4 seasons. And ultimately he was traded to the rebuilding Wizards. And that's a team where he can play that mentor role and provide value for these young guards, Trey Johnsons and whoever else. I think Jordan Poole just got traded actually for him. But whoever else, the Bub Carringtons and all those guys, they could use that mentorship from him. But once again, I think the Wizards are going to eventually buy him out. They have Chris Middleton. They have him. They just got rid of Marcus Smart. So they are probably going to fully commit to the youth movement. They don't want to win games. They want to lose so they can get in the lottery. So there's no point really to keep him. So I assume McCollum could be bought out at some point, probably closer to the middle of the season. And the Heat, we have a ton of young wings and versatile players on our bench, but the bench, like I mentioned, we need a shot creator and a veteran guard who can score and come off the bench with Davion Mitchell. And I think sliding him into that sixth man role and letting him anchor that second unit with Davion, with Nico, with a Jaime or whoever it may be, I think that's going to be huge. And he's going to be that type of guy that comes off the bench that's like a Lou Williams or a Jamal Crawford type of guy and be that elite sixth man scorer coming off the bench who can, provide great decision-making, great leadership, great shooting. He shoots, 39, almost 40% from three in his entire career. Like, the guy obviously is a bucket and he can provide valuable leadership if the Wizards do buy him out. But if he does, like I said, become bought out, if the Wizards do prioritize the youth movement to give their young guards more touches, CJ definitely deserves a shot at joining a better team than the Wizards. And Miami, with its system, its culture, its coaching, its players, I think it's one of the better landing spots for him. And so he becomes a free agent after next summer anyway. So he can then showcase that he still has the skill set and hopefully get some playoff experience with the Miami Heat to boost his value while helping the Miami Heat at the same time. So I think it's a win-win. If he's bought out, I think the Miami Heat need to go after him and do everything in their power to sign him.